दीदी सुनो 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 ना प्लीज। क्या हुआ बिट्टू, क्यों तंग कर रहा है मुझे? पता है पैंटालून्स में 3 शर्ट के साथ 1 शर्ट फ्री दे रहे हैं, और कल मेरा बर्थडे भी है और आप मेरे को कोई गिफ्ट देना चाहते हो तो आप सोच सकते हो। वैसे बड़ी बहन होने के नाते आपको देना तो चाहिए। अच्छा ऐसी बात है, जा मेरा वॉलेट ले, तू भी क्या याद रखेगा। थैंक यू सो मच दीदी, मैं अभी जाके वॉलेट लेके आता हूँ आपका। आपने बहुत बार ऐसे बाय 3 गेट 1 ऑफर्स के बारे में सुना होगा। स्टॉक मार्केट में भी ऐसा देखने को मिलता है जब कोई कंपनी लेकर आती है राइट्स इशू। In May 2020, amidst a ravaging pandemic, Reliance Industries did India's largest ever rights issue of rupees 53,125 crores. Namaste everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, The Money Master, and in today's video, we are going to know what are rights issues and why are they only available to existing shareholders. Let's get started. So, let us first understand what is a rights issue. A rights issue is a right offered to the existing shareholders to purchase additional shares in proportion to their existing shareholding. So, you can think of rights issue as a second IPO for the company, but for which only existing shareholders can apply. The idea behind rights issue is to raise fresh capital. However, instead of going to the public, the company approaches its existing shareholders for further investments. The shareholders can subscribe to the rights issue in proportion to their existing shareholding. That is, if you have a share, you get the right to buy more shares, but at a certain price and in a certain ratio. For example, a rights issue of 1:4 means that you get the right to buy 1 additional share for every 4 shares that you currently hold in that company. Why rights issue? Now in this section, we are going to understand why does a company opt for rights issue. But for that, you need to first know how many forms of fundraising exist in total. So these are the different ways in which a company can raise capital for its future businesses. And if you look closely in the middle column, you will find that rights issue is under the equity type of fundraising. But there are 3 more ways of equity type of fundraising, right? Then why rights issue? Let's find out. Now, follow-on public offer or FPO, as you would more commonly hear, is the most popular way of them all. In case of a follow-on public offer, the company has to go through a long and expensive process that involves bringing merchant bankers on board, pricing the issue, getting the documents approval from SEBI, etc., etc. Whereas the rights issue is the fastest and the most economical way of raising the funds for the company. Through rights issue, the company can save significant amount of money on expenses such as underwriting fees, advertising cost, which it would have incurred had it gone for any other kind of fundraising. Now you must be wondering, why is the regulator less stringent on rights issue? Well, the rationale behind this is that an existing shareholder already knows a reasonable amount of information about the company. It doesn't require the same level of scrutiny and disclosures as compared to selling the shares to new shareholders. Another important reason is that in rights issue, the promoter's holding does not get diluted, unlike any other fundraising method via equity. Hence, the regulator is less stringent on rights issue, as it is made compulsory for the promoters to fully subscribe to their portion of rights issue, as well as the undersubscribed portion if such a situation arises. Now, let's take a look at the rights issue pricing and ratio. Generally, rights offers are priced at a discount to the market because if they're offered at the same current market price, then the existing shareholders may not be too interested. And depending on the funds that it wants to raise and at what price, the company decides the ratio in which the rights are to be offered. For example, last year, Bharti Airtel decided to raise rupees 21,000 crores at rupees 535 per share by offering its existing shareholders to buy 1 additional share for every 14 shares held on the record date. This means that an existing shareholder of Bharti Airtel with 1400 shares will have the right to buy 100 shares at rupees 535. Remember, this was when Bharti Airtel's share was priced at rupees 680 on the market. One important thing to note here is this 1:14 ratio that the company has declared guarantees the number of shares one will be allotted. For example, my friend was owning 80 shares of Airtel, so on applying for rights issue, he got 80 divided by 14 is equals to 5 additional shares as rights issue. However, being a shareholder, he had the right to apply for more than 5 shares as well. As in the case of undersubscription, you have a chance of getting extra shares allotted. The reason for undersubscription can be many. Sometimes investors do not invest either because they were not aware of the right issue or simply because they did not want to invest. In that case, you have a high chance of getting extra shares allotted. Now that we have understood what is rights issue and how it functions, there must be one question in your mind. Is it compulsory to apply for rights issue? The simple answer is no. There are 3 options one can follow when they are holding the shares of a company that has announced rights issue. The first case is simple. You apply for the rights issue, and that is known as exercising the rights. The second is you do not apply for the rights, and that is not exercising the rights. The third one is interesting. What do you do when you neither want to buy the shares nor do you wish to let go of this opportunity? You sell your rights to someone else, and this is known as renouncing your rights. So renouncing means that you being a shareholder do not wish to apply for the rights issue and do not want to buy the shares. So you sell the form of your rights to someone else, someone whom you know or who doesn't own Airtel shares. So in this case, now they will get 5 shares at rupees 535. So till now we've understood what right issues are, why companies come up with rights issues, rights issue pricing and ratio, and what are the different options available to a shareholder with respect to rights issue. Now in the last section of this video, we are going to know one drawback of rights issue, and that is reduction in shareholding in case of not subscribing to the rights offer. If you watched previous videos on ROE, return on equity, and EPS, earning per share, you will know that future ROE and EPS gets diluted when the company issues additional shares. However, if you fully exercise the rights offer, then your shareholding does not get diluted. For instance, pre-rights issue, the shareholding of a shareholder in a company is 5%. The company declares rights issue, and now he has 2 options. 1, he can choose to exercise the rights, and 2, he can choose not to exercise the rights. If he exercises the rights, then his shareholding in the company will continue to be 5%. But if he chooses not to exercise the rights, then his shareholding in the company will go down as other shareholders will be buying shares and their shareholding will go up. This is the biggest drawback of rights issue. Post allotment of the new shares, the shareholders who didn't subscribe for the rights issue find their shareholding percentage in the company getting reduced. In the end, do remember, just like not all buy 3 get 1 offers are good for you as a customer, likewise not all rights issue are good for you as a retail investor. Always do your own due diligence before applying for one. Life has been pretty tough for all of us, so I want to take out a moment here and express my gratitude to everybody who's supporting this channel by liking, sharing the videos, subscribing to the channel and leaving nice comments. Know that it means a lot to all of us, to me, to my team. Things will be better, so keep fighting. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste, bye-bye, and take care.